My guest this morning is Prosper Kunyetu, who is a filmmaker, cinematographer, all these fancy titles, and fancy, whatever it is.
It's just the same thing, I guess.
So
a
why is it
filmmaker is a cinematographer.
Good morning, Prosper. How are you?
Good morning, how are you, Candice?
Good. Just give me a little bit of background into who Prosper is before we actually get into why you are here.
Oh yeah, I'm a filmmaker based in Harare, Zimbabwe. Yeah, I make short films. I've made documentaries, directed music videos, and all things videos, I guess. Yeah.
Short films. What kind of format is that? Just explain.
A short film can be a narrative, can be a short documentary, can be anything really. A fashion film, anything that just tells a story. There's no limit to it. Anything that showcases creativity packaged in a short format.
What are some of the documentaries that you've worked on? I mean, I know you've worked with partners like UNICEF and the likes. What are some of the short documentaries that you've done for us?
I've made a documentary on basketry in Binga. I've made a documentary on COVID vaccines with UNICEF. I've made documentaries with UNDP for some of the entrepreneurial projects that they fund. So it's quite a number of documentaries that we've made. Yeah.
What is some of the value that is derived from having these things documented? I mean, we take for granted that we need information, but when it's documented in a certain format, why is it important to have it?
I think from what I've seen, people love to watch stuff and to listen, and I think it can be an alternative way to educate and to tell stories, and to also document our stories and our experiences. Yeah.
Okay, so now that I've got you loosey-goosey, the Bioscope short film competition, what is that?
It's a short film competition that showcases Zimbabwean filmmakers, young Zimbabwean filmmakers, to show their films, also encourages them to create their films and participate in the short film festival.
So is this for someone who is an established filmmaker, someone who's learning the ropes of becoming a filmmaker? Like, who qualifies to enter this?
Anyone can qualify, but mainly focusing on upcoming creatives or someone who's just starting, someone who has the urge to create something and to tell a story. If you see some of the requirements, you don't need to have experience, a lot of experience or expensive equipment to participate. So that then encourages anyone with a cell phone, with a little camera, to just tell a story and submit.
What are we looking for during this competition? From a skills perspective, from a storytelling perspective, what are we focusing on?
We are focusing on unique stories, telling our stories as Zimbabweans, and this year's theme is crossing borders. So it's you see, the internet has changed a lot of things. The way we communicate, the world now is a global village. We're sort of in a small space just on the internet. So this year's theme is crossing borders. It might be a physical border, a cultural border, any border that you need to cross. So those are the stories that are being looked for this year's competition. Yeah.
Now, you make it sound simple enough. I submit my project. Like, what is the process that we go through up until the point where we get a winner?
All right. So when you submit, there's a 4-member jury that will then select the winners. So after submission, there will be 15 shortlisted films, and then from those 15, there will be 5 that will be selected for the competition.
And these 5, you've mentioned that we're looking at unique stories, obviously. But what if you get like 10 unique stories. What's going to set those 5 apart from all the other ones that also are meeting the criteria of unique story?
Right. So there are 5 categories. So there's best narrative, there's best sound design, there's best cinematography, there's best documentary, and I think there's best diaspora. So within those 5, they're going to be then selected according to those categories.
After they've been selected, these 5, what's the next step?
The next step will be they'll be showcased at the EU Film Festival Zimbabwe 2023. And also it's a chance for the young filmmakers to get awarded, they'll get awarded awards, and then the films will be showcased at the film festival, and it's also a chance for them to network with industry professionals and to also get a spotlight on their films and get the award-winning badge, I guess.
Award-winning badge, that sounds really good. You know, it's sometimes we look at these things, these platforms that are availed to us, and they're like, why is it important for me to be part of it? If you are someone who's looking to get into this space or looking to gain experience in this space, why are such platforms as this competition important?
I think I could speak in my personal capacity. I've been part of the short film competition for the past 3 years, the previous 3 years, and now I'm coming in as a jury member. And I've seen my career develop from the festival itself. I've made partnerships, met other industry professionals, got potential jobs and potential leads as well. So it's a very huge platform that encourages creatives to create films and also just tell our story as Zimbabweans and young people here.
Now, I know that this is, you've mentioned the European Film Festival, will have some form of influence on especially, I suppose, for the 5 who are then make it to the final stage. But it's not easy to get access to some of these routes, you know. For those who then maybe try to enter and then don't make it to the top 5, not necessarily because their projects were bad, but maybe this one here had a few more elements that were required. How do they stay engaged and stay plugged into such networks in order for them to actually grow and be able to participate in the coming years and, you know, grow, as you've said, you've been growing over the 3 years that you've been involved with this? How do they tap into that?
I think the festival is not just about the short film competition. There will be films that will be screened during the course of the festival, and there's also a master class that will happen during the festival, and there's also what's called an input session where industry professionals come and teach different skills in filmmaking and production and in the business as well. So that alone can be a chance for everyone to come and listen and just engage. You don't know who you'll meet, you don't know what that path will lead you to. So I think from that alone and just staying connected with the festival via social media and just see what's happening, and yeah.
Is there an age restriction on this?
From what I know, no. I mean, life starts anywhere. So you could be starting at 50 and you're making your first short film. What could stop you?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So the competition is running from when to when, and those who want to submit, how do they go about submitting?
So the competition is running. It's been up. So the deadline is 2 September, and you can apply via Film Freeway, or you can just look the EU Film Festival Zimbabwe, and then the link should be there to apply.
So, of course, this is a call to everyone who is interested in being part of the world of film and cinematography. This is your chance to shine. If you particularly have that skill set, or you're trying to dabble in it and you're not too sure where you stand, this may be a good litmus test for you.